We have a tremendous amount of challenges in terms of leadership. Things don't come quite as easy. And so I think for young girls to have women leaders, there's a lot of emotional intelligence that women provide.
It's important that they see women, women of color, women of all colors be recognized for the work that they do in the community.
There's a lot that men can contribute in Girl Scouts, and there's a lot that's not specifically feminine. Being a Girl Scout is about being a powerful person, whether you're a man or a woman.
It's still about partnership. It's not gender specific. And it's not, wow, look what that woman is doing, look what that female has done. It's more about what's the work and what's the takeaway.
I think it's super important to have the right role models, and certainly the right role models close by who you can see in your local communities, so that you have something to emulate.
A lot of people look to role models and leaders as the one who stands over you. But a true role model and a true leader, I think, spends enough time side by side, walking next to you, instead of in front of you or behind you.
We are working together to raise girls that are good leaders and have really good role models is really critical to the mission of the Girl Scouts and really critical to society.
Women have this idea that in order to be scientists or mathematicians, they have to be more masculine. They don't. They just have to be smart.
I know plenty of people whose parents didn't go to college, like didn't graduate from college, but you know, that's not what makes someone a great role model. It's about whether they have the commitment that's needed to do something like that, whether they've actually done it or not.
The whole strength and bravery, that's all great. It takes work. It can be hard, it could be labor intensive, and it's tough, and it takes a lot of energy.
I think when I was younger, when my wife was younger, I think it was a lot more simple. I think that there were folks that were larger than life, right, on a national scale, and then I think that there were local folks, and then there were your parents. But it wasn't really the censoring onslaught that our kids, and especially our young women today, have to deal with.
There's a lot more opportunity, but there's also a lot more challenge.
When we were growing up, we didn't have those challenges. We were out running around playing, and it's different challenges today.
And for a woman who wants to be a career woman and a mother, sometimes they're told they have to choose. And I think putting the message across that you don't have to choose. You don't have to make the decision, do I have to be a mother or do I get to be a scientist? You can be both. I'm both. I love being both.
People that my age that really know what they're doing in their life and really have a path have had someone in their life, whether it's a parent or a teacher, who was there to encourage them and also served as an example.
Even at my age and in my profession, I still have individuals that I go to for advice or I'm mentored by, because I don't know everything. And so I think it's important that young girls understand that they don't know everything. They're not expected to know everything.
The opportunities are there for you just like they are for men. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be afraid of the stigma that comes along with it.
There's just so many more challenges and things that are, I think, in some ways negatively pulling our young ladies down.
I think it's important for people who are in positions of power and people who have a lot of influence in the lives of young people to be less focused on being perfect. Like, we know that we're not perfect as students and as young people, and it's more helpful to see an adult make some mistakes and be able to admit that to themselves.
You can be anything you want. Stand up, be brave, take a chance on yourself.
The opportunities for young women today are endless. No longer nurse, teacher, secretary, although I'm biased towards the nurse piece, that the career opportunities are in the maths, are in the sciences.
Today's young women are going to be more and more savvy because they really don't have a choice. I mean, you have to go figure things out. If you don't, you're going to get swallowed up by this tremendous world that we live in today.
I hope that they look for opportunities. They don't back down from opportunities. They look at any new opportunity as a challenge and a way to grow.
I remember when my daughter was in Girl Scouts and she was the top cookie sales for Ocean County. And I often remind her today that that experience equipped her with leadership skills, it equipped her with strong communication skills. I actually pull this out every now and then when she's struggling at school and I say, Courtney, you were the top cookie seller of Ocean County. You certainly could pass this psych class. It's a reminder that leadership prevails. It's a reminder that you can do it. You can do it.
To be awarded a Woman of Distinction by the Girl Scouts kind of rings true in all of the years that I spent as a child as a Girl Scout.
The Girl Scouts of the Jersey Shore really does a wonderful job, not only in training our young ladies to become leaders, but to really experience a lot of life.
When I first found out, my mom got a phone call and she called me aside and said, you got this honor. And I was like, an honor? She's like, yeah, you were chosen as a woman of distinction. I was like, me? A woman of distinction? I'm distinct? I was really, really excited, and I was very honored.
For them to pause, to want to honor me and recognize me for the work that I've done, it was especially important because of that connection through my daughter to the Girl Scouts program.
It's kind of a reaffirmation that we are, doing the right things, working on the right things, working hard in the community.
It's warm, it's wonderful, it's a happy thing. The world that we live in, there's so much there's kind of bad stuff happening out there across the whole world, and it's a happy, wonderful recognition.
It's a privilege to be recognized. There are a lot of great organizations out there that support the Girl Scouts, a lot of individuals working really hard to support the Girl Scouts, and so it's really a tremendous honor.